I'm Chaz Hogan, Australian journo here in New York ahead of the 2026 World Cup draw. Now, the Aussies have been placed in pot 2, but with half the bloody countries on Earth having qualified for the thing, strap yourselves in, because this thing's going to be longer than a donkey's dick. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to the Socceroos. Today it's very, very exciting. We're going to find out who we will be playing at the World Cup, and then hopefully we'll have a game or two as well. There's just no friendlies organised as of yet, so I can't tell you who it's going to be against, but I'm hoping we will be able to see us in action as well. But the excitement is very much for the World Cup draw. Now, we have come in ranked 23rd in the world, so that is decent, I'd say. 21st was our high since I've taken over, so not too far away from that. Just a couple of disappointing World Cup qualifying results, I think, is just seen us drop a little bit lower than we otherwise would have needed to be. But let's have a look at this draw. Now, there are 3 pots, is that correct? There are 3 pots. So the teams, I'm not going to go through them all because, like I said, like Chaz said, every bloody country on Earth has qualified. So let's just sit back and enjoy and see who it is that has qualified for the World Cup as they come out. So we've got Venezuela. How are they a top seed? Qatar, Greece, and Peru as a top seed. Interesting. How's Iraq? This must be the 4th seeds. The 3rd seed. So yeah, this is definitely 3rd seed. So these are the 3rd seeded teams, which makes a lot more sense because otherwise the hosts should be one of the top Group A, shouldn't they? Suriname has made it. Gambia. So Gambia has made it. That means Japan has failed to qualify. So that is, well, that is staggering, to be honest. Now, this is going to be our pot. Now, we can't get other Asian teams. So we can't be Group B, we can't be Group E, or F, or H, or anyone. You get the idea. So, I mean, if we're looking at teams we'd like to avoid, we'd probably like to avoid the likes of Venezuela and Peru, if we're honest. We'd like to avoid Russia and Egypt, I would imagine. Anybody else there? We played Tunisia, didn't we? And we got the win. We beat them, didn't we? I think. But yeah, Suriname, the Gambia, they'd all be the dreams, wouldn't they? We can't get Qatar. We don't really want Greece. We don't get Greece. We'd rather avoid Peru, which we do. Iraq, we can't get. Thailand, we can't get. New Zealand would be fun. Can we get New Zealand? No. Uzbekistan, we can't get. Honduras, we could get them. We don't. Egypt, we'd like to avoid. We'd like to avoid Russia. Suriname, yes, please. No. The Gambia, we'll take them. No. Are we ever going to get drawn here? South Africa is who we get. So South Africa, not the easiest, but certainly not the worst. And if we have a look at the top seeds, well, we can't. Is it possible to get a group with no European teams? That's going to be the question, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. We're all looking at Canada and the US and thinking, yeah, we'd probably be able to beat you, but we can't get Senegal. I think that's probably the best case scenario. Unless we get England. Let's just get England and beat them nice and early on. I think we like in a friendly, we'd like to avoid Germany, so US is in Group A. Yeah, I mean, some of these groups are very, very soft looking. Like Senegal, Jamaica, and Greece. France have got a nice friendly one. England, we happy with that. Germany would be relatively happy with that. Canada, it's a tough one for them, actually. Holland, Mexico, Nigeria. So this was going to be a big boy, isn't it? Brazil's gone. Italy. So it's going to be Portugal. Now, I'm assuming 2026 Ronaldo's probably retired. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say, is it? Let's have a look. Is he still around? No, he has definitely retired. So there's still a few players around there. It's an aging squad, but it's Portugal. It's going to be a decent team, isn't it? So that is our World Cup draw. Now, let's be honest. If we don't get out of this, because it is the top 2, isn't it, that qualify? I don't think I'm making that up. FIFA World Cup. Yeah, the top 2 qualify. So if we don't get out of this, I'd personally be very disappointed. Could we top the group? We'll have to take something off Portugal, won't we? So there we go. That is our group for the World Cup. Let me know how you think we're going to get on, and we'll be back momentarily to hopefully play a game of football. All right, let's play some football, shall we? You can see the friendlies that we've arranged. Uruguay at home, which I actually did by mistake. I meant to do it away. And then Holland away. As I said, I didn't say this actually. I thought I need to say it. What I want to do is really test us coming into the World Cup now, play strong teams, so we have an idea of what we need to do, how to be competitive against the best teams. Now, we do have one or two concerns coming into this. Now, the first, it's Stevens again is injured. He's not able to be called in. Borriello keeps his spot. This is more or less the squad that I'm looking at to take to the World Cup. Again, injuries will sort of maybe affect that. Now, the concerns we have, Moy, he currently doesn't have a club. So that needs to ideally change. Otherwise, he's going to be very short of match fitness coming into the World Cup. I'm hoping maybe an A-League team will pick him up or somebody. He just needs to be playing. So you can see his match sharpness is basically non-existent right now. The other concern that we have is Sainsbury. He's injured for 3 months. Now, we're in March. 3 months is going to be the end of June. That means the World Cup will be underway, I think. When does the World Cup start? It's probably a good place to start, isn't it? Yeah, so he's going to miss the World Cup. So that means that we need to find a new defender. It's the first time we've had a spanner in the works now, and well, we need to figure out how to get that spanner out of the works. So what I've done is I've called back in, and it doesn't say that I called him back in there. Anyway, we've called back in to the squad Connor Chapman. So we're going to give him one last chance to prove his worth. Otherwise, it's going to be a case of possibly we're going to have to go without that ball playing centre-back and kind of go from there. But this is the team that we're sending out. Where are you here? Karasic is going to have to play the start. He's only good for 45 minutes. And then you can see we have to make a few changes. You can see match sharpness for a few players is an issue. It's annoying that Harry Sutar is lacking match sharpness, but he's still at Stoke. They only want him to play 45 minutes, so that's not really helping anybody, is it? And Volpato is back from his injury as well. Again, lacking match sharpness, so Economides is a little tired. So we're running out of wide players here. All right, Volpato, I guess you get to play this one. You don't have a time limit, do you? No. Okay, so that's fine, and we'll play you as an inverted. That's fine. All right, so it's Ryan in goal. It's Gojbak, Suter, Chapman, and Karasic as the back four. Moy and Hrustic in midfield. It's Mabil, it's Rogic, it's Volpato. Juric gets the start up top, and well, it's Uruguay. So let's see what we can do here. Hopefully, we'll put on a decent display. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. There is a 39-year-old Luis Suarez still going around for Uruguay, which is impressive, I've got to say. But I think we all expect Suarez to be playing well into his 40s, don't we? All right, so we are saying I expect to win every match. This is no different. Let's go. That seems to work okay for us. And given that, we're in full World Cup preparation mode now, we need to start figuring out how we are going to beat these teams. So what we're doing here is we're just basically going as we normally would and just seeing how that goes. And I tell you what, Harry Suter has given us a wonderful start. Second minute of the game, and we're 1-0 up against Uruguay. Well, I didn't expect that. Moy showing absolutely no match rustiness, and neither is Harry Suter. And, well, that is absolutely huge. 1-0, and we've got a kickoff highlight. Well, that may not... Have we angered the beast here? I mean, there's still a few Uruguayan names that I recognise. Uruguay do tend to have just an older side. They always seem to have the older side at the World Cup. I don't know if that's just my perception of them. Chapman's not covered himself in glory there. Oh, Jesus. And somehow, between goalkeeper, defender and post, we've managed to keep that out. And we've got a free kick now as Darwin is offside. I wonder if we probably don't want to be attacking the best teams in the world, do we? Karasic with a throw. Back for Chapman. Yeah, that Sainsbury injury, I just decided he was going to come back in for us, and it doesn't really help the situation, does it? Every time now, Rogic with a goal. Oh, Tommy Rogic! What a strike! That is an absolute belter, and it is 2-0. Oh, we're going to win the World Cup at this rate. I can't remember what I was saying. Was I talking about Chapman at the back? Oh, that's what I was going to say. Every time there's an injury now, it's just heart and mouth stuff. It's a wonderful strike from Rogic. It's sort of heart and mouth, like, oh, is he out of the World Cup? Just checking how long the injury is for. And, well, Sainsbury's the first one that's been, yes, he is. We go short there. Mobile to Volpato, who has a go. And, well, it's not really fallen for us there. And are we going to find ourselves letting Uruguay back in this game? It would be a little bit unlucky, but we've had our luck at times. Gerge back. Holds up the play for us nicely there. Volpato, maybe get a little bit closer to him, mate. There we go. He is involved in the Roma first team now, Volpato, so that's a positive. We have had a few transfers of players. Oh, and Karasic can't win it in the air. And Uruguay do pull one back. So it's 2-1 15 minutes into the game. Difficult, yeah, I mean, Volpato's just left his man. I think that's what the issue is, isn't it? And we haven't really recovered from that. It wasn't given offside, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just praise them again. We would have taken 2-1. We probably would have taken 2-2, to be fair, but can we get this? Oh. And Jimenez has tied it up. And there's nothing we can do in international football. I can't work on defending set pieces. All right, let's encourage them. We got 2-0 and sort of froze, haven't we? Let's hope we can regain our composure here nice and quickly. And if we can get to the break at 2-2, that's not too bad. If we can get in at 3-2, it's even better. Moy with the ball in. It's a decent-ish one, but it needed to either be shorter or longer, didn't it? It just kind of fell for the goalkeeper. Ball forward. Chapman's there. Nods it down to Uruguay, which isn't really what he's there to do. Suter, Ryan, somebody get there. Matty Ryan does. And here we go again. Ball forward. It's not a good one. Yeah, we're going to have to have a rethink about what we do here, I think. It's not quite working, and, well, at times we're getting ripped apart. All right, well, we're almost at half-time, so that's really frustrating to concede in stoppage time. I did have a thought, and that thought is Suter, we know, is the best part of 2 meters tall. Jackson Lachlan is the best part of 2 meters tall. I wonder if we sit deep and compact and narrow and just let teams try and cross the ball into the box and see how successful they are with that. Yeah, unacceptable. We've got to, we know we have to make some changes. So we know Russell has to come on for Karasic. Suter has to come off. All right, so how tall's Degenak? We might have, he's 187, he's not short. Chapman is 188, so he's not short either. Okay, so we have to take Suter off. We know that. Gergebach has to come off. And Rogic has to come off as well, which is fine because we can bring on one of these guys. All right, let's bring on Economides for Rogic, move Volpato in. And that works for me. All right, so let's... I just don't think Connor Chapman's going to work for us. So let's just try. Again, we want to experiment. We want to see if what does and doesn't work. I'm wondering if just being compact, difficult to beat, let them cross the ball in, and we'll just have our boys there to head it away. I do just wonder if maybe that is something that could work for us. Lewis, how many caps does Suarez has? If he's 39, 162 caps, 80 international goals. If he's playing in a wide area, I mean, he's old enough to be Russell's grandfather, isn't he? He's good. Come on. Oof. Matt Ryan's not having a great game again. He's lacking match sharpness. It would be a shame if it's going to be a lack of game time that is going to really affect us here. And, I mean, that even may need to come into our selection thoughts. hopefully, you know, ideally, and this is all the problems international managers actually face, isn't it? Ideally, though, what we'll have is a team of fully fit players, apart from Sainsbury, who we know won't be fully fit, who are all playing regularly and have good match sharpness. So that worked okay, didn't it? Lachlan Jackson heading that clear. And if that is to be the plan, and we might try this properly against the Netherlands for the full game, hopefully Sutar will be allowed to play the 90 minutes. And if that is to be the plan, I wonder if what we could do is Courtney Perkins was quite tall. So I wonder if we call him back in as well. And that could be the Sainsbury replacement. Ball in. It is over the top. Did Ryan make a save? No. Let's try a demand more. Horustic is looking anxious, so that's not really helping anybody. So let's get Teague on for him. A little bit more creativity there in our midfield. Can we give it a focus? No. So we lose 3-2 to Uruguay at home, which isn't ideal, but I mean, XG can be a little bit misleading, but it suggests that it was a relatively even game. And I think second half, it didn't not work. So Australia in disappointing collapse, which, I mean, there's no doubting that. I mean, we were 2-0 up, and to go on and lose that definitely hurts. But have we learned something? We'll find out, because we'll come back and play the Netherlands. All right, welcome back. We are getting ready to face the Netherlands, and we are going to just try something a little bit different here. You can see we've got some tired players who haven't really recovered. All right, so let's get Devlin on and try the ball-winning midfielder role again. All right, so this is the team we're sending out. So it's Ryan in goal, Gershbach, Jackson, Sutar, and Karasic as the back four. Moy and Devlin go in midfield. It's Mabil, Rogic, Velpato, and Wakayama gets the start in this one. Now, we're going to try a cautious mentality. We're going to sit back, just be difficult to beat, narrow, let them cross it in. We've got two absolute monsters at the back. Jackson, jumping reach of 15, 196 centimetres, and Sutar, 199 centimetres with a jumping reach of 20. So if you can get the ball past them, good luck to you. We're going to look to distribute the ball into wide areas. We're going to have wingers, wide players, and fullbacks getting forward to support them. And we're just going to be a slightly higher tempo and also a little bit more direct than we otherwise have been. And we're not going to work the ball into the box. We're just basically going to try and play on the counter. All right, so we can see the team sheet there. Quite a few Dutch names that we recognise. Wijnaldum must be getting on a little bit at this point as well, 4 years in the future, because he's pushing 30 now, isn't he? All right, we expect to win tonight. Good luck, we're going to need it. Go out there, show me what you've got. Places up for good. Let's just expect a win. They're all demotivated. So that hasn't worked, has it? We've got a couple of them back, but yeah, maybe that wasn't the best talk. All right, so here we go with some demotivated players in midfield. Let's hope that we can get the job done here. Let's give them an early encourage. And we've got a complacent right back, unmotivated midfield against the Dutch. What could possibly go wrong? But yeah, we'll just kind of see. We'll see if this works. And I mean, it might be, you know, we just can't find a way to beat better teams because they're better teams. That's the nature of it. But this, in theory, might have some logic for us. I think sitting back with the... I mean, it's not the best. With the two big centre-backs, that does have a little bit of logic in it to me. And it might even work a little bit better because of the way they're playing. You know, if we're compact and sitting a little bit deeper, then that might work. Why is Devlin up there? Devlin, you're a ball-winning midfielder, mate. Sit back. Thank you. I like having a more attacking team, though. So how long this will last for is very debatable. I mean, we've had 50% of the possession. We're expecting a long throw here, clearly. That should be easy for us. Karasic heads it away. Volpato, can he go and Stop the ball coming in here. There's the shot. There's the goal. I don't like this. I don't like sitting back and waiting. We're not going to do this. We're gonna stick to our guns. We're gonna try and play football the right way, and we'll deal with other things as they come. That just feels like we're sitting back waiting to be beaten, doesn't it? And I don't like that. Could Karisic's header have been a little bit more accurate to Volpato? There was a lot of space there to head it into. Oh, it's a little bit unlucky, isn't it? It's gone just behind Suter. If he had a bit of a bigger butt, he could have stuck it out and blocked it. Let's encourage them again. And here we go. We might even have a highlight here. Gerge back to Volpato. Back to Gerge back. There's a good ball for Tommy Rogic. Tommy Rogic might be in here. Tommy Rogic! Oh, it was that close to being 1-1. Let's give them some more encouragement. And we've got potentially another highlight. It's stoppage time. Gerge back. Ball forward. It's blocked away. It's not really fallen for us. And can Moy get to that? No. Mobile. We definitely look better playing like this, haven't we? So, we're not going to be sensible. We're going to have a go, and, well, we've almost... That's maybe why we shouldn't have a go, but, you know, here we are. All right, let us say... we need more spirit and fight out there. Let's go with that. Let's pump our fists. Devlin, mate, you are annoying me somewhat. Not happy with you, so you're motivated now. That's good. We are going to have to make changes, don't we? Because we've got those stupid club instructions. All right, so we pretty much need to change the whole team, don't we? So Karasic needs to come off. Gersbach needs to come off. Where are you, King? Suter needs to come off, so that'll be Degenak. We just made that change. Mobile needs a break, so we will bring on Borriello. Rogic needs a break. That can be... Volpato probably needs a break as well. We don't want to injure him. So that can be Hrustic coming on there. Economides can come on for Volpato. And Juric can come on for Wenyama. And we don't have any more subs. So I can't actually make all the changes I need to make, which is frustrating. All right, well, let's just say Wanyama can play the full game. Of course, we will almost certainly get an injury now, won't we? Find ourselves down to 10 men. I mean, they've only had one shot on target, and it just happened to find the back of the net. And even that, I mean, it wasn't massively on target, was it? It only just snuck in. We've got a highlight here. And, I mean, I do have a little bit of regret that we didn't start the game like this now, but... Well, is that offside? Ref, please? No? Okay, well... I suppose that's the risk, isn't it, of being a little bit higher up the pitch. And he's just made a good run. Russell hasn't quite gone with him. And there wasn't much Matt Ryan could do about that. It was a good shot just inside the post. It wasn't given as offside. Let's try a demand more. And I mean, on one hand, they've had two shots on target. They've both gone in. So we could maybe consider ourselves a little bit unlucky. But on the other hand, they have had a lot more shots than we've had. So, good header away from King. Can Devlin win it back? No. Economides can't quite get there. It's headed away. Only as far as Blind, though. He must be getting on too. Is that Daley Blind? Not Daley Blind. What's his name? The guy was at Manchester United. You know who I mean. Oh, Devlin. So it's definitely going to be back to the drawing boards here, isn't it? I wonder if what we need to do... Oh, Matty Ryan with a huge save. Yeah, I wonder if what we need to do is not have the number 10 in. Jackson with a good head up. Or I wonder if what we need to do is have the number 10 in, but actually stay compact. Maybe that is the better way forward for us. We've got 2 more friendlies to come, though, obviously. That will be after we've named our World Cup squad, though. So that'll be next episode will be a full World Cup preview episode of the squad and the pre-game friendlies. I think we are playing France and somebody. I'm not too worried about the morale of losing games, mostly because the morale of the players tends to come from the squad, their clubs anyway. I think 4-0 is quite harsh on us. We've not been good in the second half, but I do think it's harsh. Moy is destroyed. We need him to find a club. And we need to find a way to play against these better teams that we can still create chances, but be a little bit better defensively ourselves. So, 3-0. I thought it was 4-0. Anyway, 3-0 is still bad enough. And look at that XG tracker. Penalty is going to help that, isn't it? But it wasn't particularly close, unfortunately. That's why we play friendlies. We need to be better in a competitive game. So, Australia powerless to resist as Netherlands or Holland dominate. Chapman downhearted. You're even more downhearted, mate, when we don't call you up next time. But guys, that will do that for today. We will be back. It's France and England as we warm up for the World Cup. So that'll be next episode. And if you have any thoughts on what we could do, I'm all ears. We've got 3 months now to cross our fingers that nobody else gets injured. And we've got to figure out who it is that comes into the squad for Sainsbury at a minimum. But until next time, guys, I've been Aussie Bill, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.